What's up, guys? Now that you have your stride guide, let's get started. The first thing I want to do is take you through the foundation and the 7 principles of the stride guide throwing and pitching program. This is important because it is the backbone of both programs, and the more you understand, the better off you will be. Let's get started. There are 3 things in the foundation that remain consistent and that you want to do throughout both programs. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to distribute our weight from our back leg to our front leg when we throw and pitch. This weight transfer creates momentum and it helps us throw the ball. In both programs, we are relying on this as our power source. Okay, so the more you get on the back side, the more you bring through the front side, the more force, more power, more speed you have through the ball. The second thing we want to do is we want to distribute our weight from our back leg through our front leg the most efficient way possible. So what that means is we get 100% of our power on our back leg. We want to transfer it to the front leg. When we throw, 100% of all this power in our back is coming out through our front side. Okay, so anything that takes away from us doing that, we want to correct. Okay, so we are relying, this is our power. We want to be 100% efficient on bringing all this power through to the front side when we throw. The third thing we want to do is we want to stay on the stride guide throughout the throwing and pitching motion. So we all know that the stride guide helps us step towards the target, but what it also does is that it's a measuring stick of where our momentum is going, right? So all my power on the back leg is going through my front side and I'm throw. Now everything, all of my power is going in the direction of where I want to throw it. Now that we established the foundation, the next 7 principles help us achieve it. The setup is one of the easiest things that you can do to ensure success when you throw and pitch, okay? We want to set up properly so everything is in line to go towards your target, okay? So front shoulder pointing towards your target, hands right in here, toes are going straight out, feet about shoulder width apart. So we're here. What I see players doing very often is they move their feet so their back foot is like this, pointing out that way, and then now the line from the ball of the foot is going that way. Okay, there's no way we can get everything we can through our throw. So we want to make sure we are set up properly with our feet and then also our front shoulder. So another thing I see players do is they start like this and their front shoulder's going out that way. We want to make sure we stay here, front shoulders pointing towards your target, toes are pointed straight out. We're in a good, solid position in order to step towards our target and get everything we can, our direction going towards our target. We have our weight on the balls of our feet because we are stronger and more athletic. So it only makes sense to have our weight over the balls of your feet. Another reason why we have the weight over the balls of our feet because it helps us step towards our target. If my weight's on my heels, I'll be stepping away from my target. So I want to make sure it's a lot easier for me to step towards my target when my weight's over the balls of my feet. Okay? The next byproduct of having our weight over the balls of our feet is we are able to get our hips involved in our throw and pitch. It's a lot easier for me to get my hips involved when my weight's over the balls of my feet than if it's on my heels. Okay, so we want to make sure that our weight's over the balls of our feet when we step and throw. We are creating power on our back leg, just as we talked in the foundation, right? But how do we do that? So that front foot is going out and we're staying back. Okay, we're trying to stay back and create as much weight as we can on our back leg. And then once we get out to a certain point, then we push off our back leg to throw. All right, it's important that we stay close with our front foot. We're staying close, close, close while we are staying back, okay? This helps us keep our power going in the direction we want, okay? So we're here, we step out, and we sit on that back leg. Now, you can be throwing 5 feet or 50 feet. So if we're doing 5 feet, all we're doing is just lifting that front foot up and just doing this. If we're going 150 feet, we're sitting more on that back leg and we're driving off of it to create more power through our throw. The next thing we want to do is we want to have our center of gravity at our belly button. This gets me in a strong position and it helps me transfer all that power onto my back leg out through my front leg. I'm in a strong position to help carry all of that power through my throw. If I'm standing up and my center of gravity is up here somewhere, I'm not going to be as strong in distributing my weight, everything, all my power through my throw. Okay, so I want to make sure that I'm here, center of gravity here, just like in our athletic position. If you're in an athletic position, you're over the balls of your feet and your center of gravity is here. Okay, so it's the same thing when we throw. We want to keep our center of gravity there and then bring everything through our throw. Now we're talking about weight transfer. All it is how does my weight from my back leg get over my front leg when I throw? Okay, a lot of times when where players get lost is they don't complete the transfer. They don't wait till their weight gets over their front leg to throw it. They throw it somewhere in here, and then now when they follow through, if I'm in the same position, they follow through, now most of their weight's over here. We want all of our weight, 95% of our weight, 98% of our weight, to be over that front leg when I throw. Okay, so it's all about transferring, staying closed, and transferring your weight over your front leg to throw it. Okay, so just wait a little bit longer for your weight to get over, and then you go ahead and throw. While we're talking about weight transferring and getting your weight over that front leg, another thing that helps you is our front side, our glove side. Okay, if we get our glove out here and we point it towards our target and we keep it out there as long as we can, it's gonna buy us time to get over that front leg and throw. A lot of times I see players do this too soon and they're not getting their weight over their front leg. So glove side, we wanna make sure that it stays here as long as we can and then go through it. A good rule of thumb is if that glove, you point that glove out, we want a line from the shoulder through the elbow going towards our target. Okay, so we want it there as long as we can and then go ahead and throw. It helps us get over our front leg and it helps our direction going towards our target. Okay, if I go like this, if I'm pointing my glove at you and then does it look like I'm doing it right? If I take my glove down, now where's my shoulder pointing? It's pointing straight out there. So we want to make sure that from the shoulder out through the elbow, it's in line to our target. It's just as important, pointing that glove and having this down is just as important as stepping towards our target. Okay, so we could step at our target and my glove could be out here somewhere. Okay, we want them to be all in line. Okay, when we throw. Okay, so now the next thing is the follow through. Once we get all of our weight over that front leg, right? Now we are replacing my front shoulder with my back shoulder. Now when I replace my front shoulder, my hand is over here. Now my back leg comes around even with my front foot. This helps me complete the power transfer, right? All my power on my back leg, out through my front leg, and now I'm staying on the stride guide throughout my throwing motion, okay? This helps me do it. If I follow through on my shoulders like this, I'm not gonna be able to complete it because now my weight's gonna be over this way. I wanna make sure that my weight stays over my front leg and I'm here. Another reason why we replace that front shoulder, my back shoulder, is arm health. So if my arm's going at 100 miles an hour, I have all this time over here to slow down my arm, okay? If I go and throw it here, I don't have that much time for my arm to slow down, okay? So this follow through is gonna help us throw the ball more, all right? You have one of these things, one of these arms that you could throw with, take care of it, okay? This is all about arm health, that follow through, okay? Also, when we get that follow through, my release point's gonna be out in front, exactly where we want it. To give you a review, what we are talking about, we wanna get a good setup position, hands right in here, toes pointing straight out, feet shoulder width apart. Now we want our weight to be over the balls of our feet, because that's where we want our power to come from. And now when we step out, we create power on our back leg, center of gravity is at our belly button, okay? And now we are going to transfer it from our back side to our front side, okay? We want to be as consistent or as efficient as we can. We're staying closed, we're getting it through, and now I'm at release point. Now I follow through, all my weight's on that front leg, I'm following through with that good follow through, replacing my front shoulder with my back one. It all works together, right? So we're sitting on that back leg, foot's coming out, center of gravity is our belly button, staying closed, and now we transfer all that power out over that front leg and out through our throw or pitch. All right, so now we are done with the foundation and the 7 principles. It is time to put what you learned and apply it. So to get started, click on the throwing program or the pitching program link below and have fun.